If this is your first time listening to the podcast, welcome and thanks for being here. My name is Paige and I'm a board-certified life coach, motivational speaker, and mental health advocate. I am passionate about helping others find more purpose and meaning in their life, and by sharing my own experience and life lessons in every episode, I hope on some level you can relate and feel inspired to take action in your own life. As a coach, I help individuals find more ways to create more fulfillment in their lifestyle. If you are someone who is open-minded and committed to taking action towards your own goals, let's connect. The best way to reach me is through my website, www.paigemitchell.coach, and you can either shoot me a message or set up an appointment for a discovery call. And now, let's get into today's episode. When you put yourself out there, a lot of people have a different interpretation of what that means. But what I think are the personal and professional lifestyle. So on a personal level, putting yourself out there could mean, I guess from a relationship, that means you could just show vulnerability, talk about your feelings, communicate your needs, set your boundaries. In a relationship, we can't, assume. We can't make judgments on what other people are thinking. We can't read minds. And we can't, like I said, we can't assume what the other person wants and needs. So we have to communicate that. So when I say put yourself out there, it is taking a risk, right? It is putting, your heart on your sleeve, for better words, because you're giving it out there to the universe. And if that's truly how you feel, if it's something that you really want the other person to know, you could have these fears and insecurities of like, oh shit, like I don't want to say that. I have fear of looking stupid or being embarrassed or being rejected or being abandoned, right? But nothing's worse than just the fear itself. The fear of all of those what if worst case scenarios, that's the worst. That's the worst part that is holding us back from getting a true relationship, making a real bond with another person. So putting yourself out there really just means be human. Give a little bit of yourself to someone with, hey, this is my experience, this is what I'm feeling. And literally communicating, I'm open for feedback on that. Or I just want to vent and say this, and I don't want you to respond. Also just communicating that too, how you want the other person to receive that information. So on a personal level, putting yourself out there could really just mean sharing your feelings, sharing an experience, and just being really honest and upfront with what you're feeling. And now on a professional level, what I tell my clients of putting yourself out there, I'm thinking about goals. I'm thinking about, hey, I've always dreamed of opening a bakery. I've always dreamed of becoming a rock star. Whatever it is, those, long-term goals that you have, how can you put yourself out there a little bit every day? If it's you want to be a rock star, can you book an open mic night? Can you practice that exposure? Can you look into hiring an agent? How can you just make one step towards that goal? If it's you want to open your own bakery, maybe hiring a business coach, talking to other baker owners, getting an informational interview, seeing how hard it was for them and if they could provide you any tips. You don't have to the big goal doesn't have to be so daunting when you take steps every single day that are very, very small and manageable. Because I listened to this really, really great recording, and I believe it was from Simon. I can't quote it right now. I'm so sorry. I'll put it in the show notes of who said this. But it was this great little quick recording that said, when you show up to the gym every single day, and then you look in the mirror, you're not going to see a change. You're not going to see any results. But when you go every single day for a year and take a before and after picture, you will see progress. If you go to the dentist and you only brushed your teeth 2 times when you saw the dentist, when you had your 6-month checkup, you're going to have shitty teeth. But obviously, like, for 2 minutes every single day, you're taking care of your teeth, which is consistency. It's that long-term impact. Same with the gym. Like, a little bit goes a long way at the end of the day. So it's more about consistency. And so going back to putting yourself out there, it's how can you put yourself out there on a consistent basis? How can you make those small steps every single day? And whether that's, on a professional level, I'm going to put myself out there by telling my friends and family this is a goal of mine. Like, getting people in your circle, letting people know what you're trying to achieve so that you can get some community, you can get some support so that you don't have to do this all alone. So whatever that looks like to you, put yourself out there. And if you don't go for it, if you don't chase your dreams, if you don't state what you want, you're not going to get it. It's just not going to happen because you're not making any movement. We can think and think and think and think all day long. But unless there's an action, you're going to be stuck in thought. And if that's cool with you, stay in your thought. But if you're someone who wants to get up off their ass and literally go for it, even though you're scared, even though you're petrified, even though you don't even know how, people will help you. I got resources for you, depending on what it is. And if we connect, I can help you as well. Happy to support you in any way of putting yourself out there. If this was interesting at all, this episode, take a screenshot and share it on your post, share it on your social media. Share that, hey, I am taking 1% towards my goals, or I am taking that 1% of sharing my feelings, sharing my experience. And yeah, if this resonated with you, share with your friends this episode, and just know I'm rooting for you. I'm cheering you on. If this podcast truly resonates with you, take a screenshot of the episode and share it on your social media story. Tag me on Instagram or Facebook, and my handle is @paigemitchell.coach. I'm so excited to see what you shared and connect with you. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, take care.